All right, come on, Tiggs. Here we go. And these are packing a punch. It's just this long coil in the back and the trigger coil in the front. Heck yeah, man, this is gonna get going. This is gonna get really ripping here. We're almost to 1,000. It's just starting to build up. That's 1,000. Oh yeah, it's getting now. Oh boy. Man, that was 1,500. It's a little wobbly for me, but that was like beginning to mid acceleration phase for this. So 3742 divided by 3. Like 1,300 or 1250 maybe. This is awesome, man. These coils are awesome. And why I'm bringing it up is because this pulse motor over here, I was wondering like if I just do 2 or 3 layers of 20 gauge on each one of these bobbins, that's going to be enough. It'll be good, you know, because these are good. Hey, what's up, guys? So this spins pretty awesomely, right? It's got a 1 1/8 inch bearing and a 1/4 inch center hole. And these cores fit in these bobbins. Just need a hammer, it'll go right in. Boom. And then the coil and the core just rest right in this little slot. And I made them specially for this thing because if you just put it in there, it fits perfectly. And then I need a commutator. Pretty simple. Because the coils are going to be spinning, we'll have a solid state, a permanent magnet stator instead of on the rotor here. Yeah, man, 1 second, guys.
Can we go outside?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the park.
Okay, your sister's not at the park though.
That's fine.
All right. So the kids are going to the park. All right. So I'm gonna turn this on. And this is why I think that just a few wraps of 20 gauge will work for this system. Is that these coils are just 2 layers of 20 gauge on a soft iron core. It's a little bit, you know, that's a 1/2 inch. This is 3/4 of an inch. All right, I'm gonna keep tabs on this. We're just under 1,000 now. All right, that's 1,000. I'll do the math in just a second. Oh, hold up. Gotta see who this is. Hey, hey. I'll call them back. Oh, no, I hit the test button. Dang it. So we're going to do that again because I got distracted. Looked like it was a number that I will call back though. Nice. Okay, so we got a 12-volt battery pack on one of these and a 12 volts on the power supply on the other one. We also got the other one's an SSG circuit, and this one is not an SSG circuit. It's a 123 circuit, which is currently a 134, and it works as a good complement to an SSG. Hello everybody, what's going on? It's Papa Bale. I gotta focus though on this real quick. Oh yeah, it's still rapidly increasing. Holy cow. So that's it right there. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's yeah, like 3,927 divided by 3. That's 1,309. I wish I had a more stable setup. It's really loose. And it's up. It's really high on the pole. So like when it spins really fast, even if it's like perfectly balanced, all you gotta do is blow on it. And it's gonna start shaking the pole. And it's because it's a little, thin pole like this. It's a 1/4 inch pole. But currently I only have a few things that aren't a 1/4 inch. And so 1/4 inch is what it is for right now. Right here. This is it right here. 3/4 of an inch. It's gonna be awesome. So oh, that's so sweet, man. And just you can hear them both, and they're both working separately because of the way I have the rotor spread. It's 3 magnets on the rotor, and then we got the 180 degrees. It's pretty awesome. And I had a third one set up, but for some reason it's not working right. We usually kind of rock it till the wheels fall off, but I've been more careful with the design lately. $1,000. Wow, that's powerful. You just think it's only like 2 layers of 20 gauge wrapped on this soft iron core that's doing all this. It's awesome. I mean, it's literally like when I use the green sheet. That was a 4,000. I just did it again. Anyway, it was about 4,000. Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, I got some 20 gauge right here. I don't think I have enough though. Yeah, I don't know. buddy of mine kind of turned me on to this design here, and then he said he wanted to talk to me, and he hasn't like said anything to me since that day. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna move forward. I guess that's what we're gonna do. And that's cool. I don't understand. I think I got, based on what we talked about, I think I got a pretty good idea. I think I'm gonna run commutator, but more like a plate style commutator. And I was thinking double 20s, so I can't really wrap it right now because I only got this in 20. But parallel 20s, so like 3 layers of 20, but 2 strands. So it'd be a total of like, 60 or 6 layers. Well, it'd be 3 layers, but I don't even know how, see, I don't know how many turns that would be. Just there and back and there. Wrapped in a traction phase, I think it is, instead of repulsion phase. So you go there a whole layer, back a whole layer, and then there a whole layer again. Or you could just do 2 like these coils are. 2 layers. I think that would be awesome. I just need to get some more 20 gauge wire. See, like, what's going to happen is there's going to be a reed switch on each coil in each bobbin. So there's going to be 2 reed switches for each one of these coils. There's going to be essentially 2 coils in each one. And then one is going to be normally open and one's going to be normally closed. And I mean, if the induction electricity is enough, so I might go like 2032. So induction electricity is enough. Shorting the coil with the other reed switch, like shorting one of the coils and then using the other one for drive. You have 3 shorted and 3 to drive. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what shorting coils does for drive power, but I think it'll be awesome. If it like provides like a sudden burst, right? That could run itself. I don't know how much power you would have to put into it really. I mean, probably a 12-volt battery would be good. But, I don't know exactly how much power you have to put into a coil to short it. So if you could short, make it whatever that is, the connection, what I'm talking about is something that's worth, little run stuff. Yeah. So like if we short the coil and it is enough to trigger the reed switch in the second coil and make it move a little bit, it's very sensitive. I think that would be enough to get it to go, But if you have to put a bunch of energy into a coil so that you can short it, it probably wouldn't be worth it. But, it wouldn't have a desired outcome. But I still, I need to learn a lot more about it. I think it's a great idea. And I do think that if the shorted coil has enough to like trigger the reed switch, that's not what I mean. It's like a simultaneous thing. The magnet the permanent magnet out here will trigger the reed switches. But one's gonna short a coil and the other one's gonna like be the drive. And then I have to think about it a lot more, but this is like where I'm at with it. I'm pretty happy with that, man. I'm excited about this. All right. See you later, man. Yeah. So either 2 or 3 layers. Both ends will end up being in the same place here for the reed switches. When it's all put together, these bobbins will be sticking out of the bottom of the rotor and sticking out of the top of the rotor and perfectly centered in the rotor. Yeah. Woo. This is going to be awesome. Oh, there's another thing I wanted to show you. It's virtually the same design. Virtually the exact same design as this one. Except it's a little bit smaller and it fits these neodymium cylinder magnets. So instead of it being that's a carbon steel core 1018, it would be the other way around, and these would be magnets and like a regular rotor. These are powerful. These are really powerful. Almost like, you know, our 20 gauge coils over here. These are really powerful. I've got 3 more of them. Oh, there's 2 more. One here and one here. I gotta saw it open with my Dremel. But what I was getting at is the bearing is 1/8 of an inch, and then the center is a 1/2 inch. And so I put 1/2 inch bearings in the 1/2 inch hole to bring it down to 1/4 inch, and it moves like butter. Just how smooth that connection is really good. Yeah. So what's neat about this setup is that the trigger coil is this white one in the front. Drive coil is the long one in the back. And then I got a 24 gauge strand that's just kind of chilling there that I could actually hook in series with the 20 gauge. But I don't see the point right now. I mean, I could so do that though. But anyway, it keeps it decently spaced away from the rotor, since this is all soft iron pretty much. What's a tension wheel? Woo! So I was messing around with my big wheel on my last live stream. They had a catastrophic failure, so you guys can check that out if you want to. Tape just kind of split open and ripped all the way down to here off when the magnet glue, like it, the glue came, you know, uncured or whatever, and it flung out like a slingshot. So I had duct tape on it and it was glued in and it still came out. So that's a bad rotor design. It looks pretty, but it's not safe. I found the magnet though. Yeah, man, the big chunk is missing. So I kind of want to work with the Neosphere a little bit. I want to get a coil set up. And use this power supply. All right, let's pick a good coil. All right. All right, I want to try this one. It's twisted up 20 gauge and 26 gauge. I use a 26 gauge as a trigger. See if the Neo can trigger it. It should be pretty cool if it's still together. Gotta make sure I'm doing the, beginning and the end. They're both marked. That's what's weird. All right, let me get the Neo. All right, here we go. Hopefully this will work. Oh, that might not work. Let's see. That is iron infused PLA. That might not work. Dang. You gotta be quicker than that. Oy. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's dang. All right. Don't want to use this one either because there's core in there and I don't want to take it out. I want one with a trigger coil. Yeah. That looks kind of promising. Huh. Where did it go? Huh. Well, I could try that. That might be interesting. Just this little one right here. Let's see. I will attempt to find the coil I was looking for again later, but not right now. These, I don't like how it's all close together and everything. No, these are all getting, I don't like it. There we go. How does this even happen? Oh my God. Sorry. All right, let's see what we got. Hell yeah. That's only 6 volts. That's awesome. Hmm. I smell plastic burning, so I'm gonna let it cool down. So cool. I love the Neo Sphere. I love running it on a bifilar coil with a trigger coil and a drive coil. Okay, let's try that again. But you seeing it trying to scoot the coil the opposite way it was going. That's awesome. Trying to knock it off the table. So I see this one as being extremely fast because it's going to be well built. It's going to be awesome to see it when it's finished. It's going to be a different kind of build. It's going to have, well, I'm probably going to use ferrite. Magnets. I'm either going to use the donut type or I'm going to use the flat face. Or I'm going to use Neos, and it's probably going to be like the cylinder I showed you earlier. Probably going to be Neos like that, so that it is very punctual with where it's putting its energy. It's 4.5 volts. I think that's badass, man. How fast that sphere spins is amazing. Too bad I can't like put anything on there that, I mean, like I could do it overnight and like use a Sharpie and then let it sit overnight and maybe that'll help. But everything I put on there to do a tack strip has been stripped off. Just all of it has. I haven't gotten a decent like tack reading on that since I got it. Hey, hey. So I was bringing you up to speed on my Deadpool rotor, and we got the bobbins, and the bobbins will fit nicely in the rotor. I'm thinking about 3 layers of 20 gauge per coil, bifiler, so or maybe it's going to be 20 and 32 or 20 and 30, 20 and 26. It's got whatever the other 20 is going to be the drive, and the other strand is going to be for shorting. And then, of course, whatever happens off of the instance. And what I mean by that is when this part of the rotor passes the magnet, this section right here, straight across to the, just all the way out like a ray, is the segment we're talking about. Just from one end of that hole to the other. And of course, when it's spinning, that's going to change. See? This stays where it is and this spins. So every instance is every hole. And these are holes. These cores are resting in holes. 3 holes to be exact. The only difference is all these holes are the same size. And then these cores fit like pretty nicely. They just need to be hammered in here. And then when it's all set out, you got the core sticking out a little bit from both ends of this. And it just rests right in those little brackets. And then the bracket, you just make 6 more brackets and you glue it on top. And then you don't even know there's a core in there. It'd be so tight. And it's like these. I showed this before. Will fit right in there like that. And now it's sticking out the bottom and the top. And that's what makes it centered. You know, it's balanced that way. It's better that way. Or you just make the rotor 2 inches thick and then nothing sticks out. But I didn't want to do that because a 2-inch thick rotor it's clumsy. In this way, like the bearings, they fit more, everything just fits better. With it being an inch thick instead of 2 inches thick or an 1.5 inches thick. And then with these little cores being 3¼ inches, or like, no, I mean, with 3 inches long and then 3/4 inch in diameter, you got the brackets are 1/8 of an inch. So on each side is 1/4 inch. On the top is 1/4 inch. Or no, 1/8 of an inch, because the other eighth is on the bottom. What I'm saying is that it's perfectly designed for itself. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be great. So I mean, yeah, I hate to stress it, but if you are interested in anything that I got going on, please join up. Become a member. I'm a member of the people in this community that I support, that I can be a member to. And, you know, I like to see things move forward. So I support what people are doing. Whatever it is, man, whether I like it or not, you know, if you support somebody, you can be a voice of opposition and still support them. I mean, if you can't be a voice of opposition when you don't really believe with what's being said, then I don't know, man. It doesn't seem very American to me. Can't really see it moving because it's moving so fast, but you can hear it. Woo! So I mean, even with this bowl, the sphere is the fastest out of all my rotors. And I mean, I'm so excited about this one right here that nothing else matters right now. It's like views, no views, likes, no likes, dislikes. It's all good right now, man. It's all good. So I need to get at least a 3-pound spool of 20 gauge. And then I need to get I'm thinking 26 gauge is going to be our lucky number here. I love how smooth that is, man. And it's resting on a bearing, just like this one. Oh. You know what would be really cool? Is if there was some way that I could get, you know, a resonating Tesla coil to power this thing. Or have a Tesla coil on this thing that can receive. Like right around the shaft, even. Like right here, just a tiny one. Because the coils are on the rotor. Okay, these are going to be coils. So the power's got to be on or connected to the rotor, and it can't be a direct connection. Or the power can be on the rotor, you know, in a bit like this. Right here, you just throw this in one of these empty spaces. There's 3 of them. You know, you got one for each coil. But you're going to be running it through a reed switch. So, and then of course, if the shorting can provide enough power to trigger your reed switch, or, you know, have power go through your circuit when your reed switch is closed. You want to have a normally open reed switch that'll close when the magnet passes. And then you're gonna want the other one, normally closed, to be open when you're passing. Maybe you want two normally open, now that I think about it. Because if you have the normally closed ones, any time that it's not in front of a magnet, it's gonna be shorting the coil. With the normally closed ones. Normally open is what you use to run a motor, and it'll close when it's in front of a magnet. I think that'll work like awesome if it works the way I think it will. And yeah, shorting a coil is basically connecting one end to the other end. But, I've learned there's a lot more to it than that, but that's just a basic overview of what it is. It's plugging the coil into itself. And that is the path of least resistance. And that is the path that it will take, the electricity. And from what I know, it gets really hot. Shorting a coil can make the temperature rise a great deal. But, I guess if you do it right, then that won't happen. Or it could still happen, I guess, but, it should be doable is what I'm getting at. All right, well, I just wanted to bring you guys up to date. The demonstration of the thin coil is powerful, man. I mean, especially with a core that thick, you don't need a lot of wire. It's very acute, it's like, you have it here, it hits like the size of the cube magnet. And like a direct, So I think we're going to try the same idea with these ones, using these cores. This is 1018 carbon steel. And these are not these are made to fit perfectly. So I'm going to use a hammer, and when I put them in, they're probably not coming out again. Well, I could probably hammer it all the way through, but you know, once you put it in there, it gets misshapen. So once you take it out after you put it in, it's going to be a different shape, especially if it's that tight. But this is awesome because I love designing these things, and this is a good design. And, well, I mean, if I wrap them by hand, like I did these ones, I wrap these by hand. Now, if I wrap these by hand, I can put the cores in now. But if I want to use my machine, I gotta wait to put the cores in until after I wrap them. Anyway, I want to see if they're gonna fit. Now, I'm really curious. I'll wrap them by hand. It's Or I'll make another bobbin and bust it out of there. I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. Dang. We got this though. I need a harder surface. Here we go. Oh man. Yeah. 1/16 of an inch is not enough for the. Huh. Boy, am I glad I have a Dremel. Anyway, I'm gonna have to redo these bobbins just a little bit wider. Dang. All right, gotta salvage that though. I got it a little bit farther out. I'm just trying to get it so it'll rest in there. before I saw it open. No, I'm not gonna do it though. I'll do it later. Now ask me if I knew that was gonna happen. Absolutely. I have a feeling this might happen because it's a little bit too small of a hole. It's like perfect fit, you know. Okay, so Dremel. And I'm hitting myself in the finger. That hurts. All right. Well, I got to make 3 new bobbins, or I use electrical tape instead of bobbins and just place them in there. All right. And then those ends of that bobbin were a little bit too thin. I mean, they just popped right off. 1/16 of an inch isn't enough. This thing glows in the dark. It's not dark though. All right, well, I'm gonna call it for now. Thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate you guys. Peace out. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.